Hey friends, this is Amanda Nardozzi. This reading is going to be featuring Milo, my corgi, because he's wanting all the attention and he will have all of the attention. So before on this channel, I channeled a message from Archangel Raphael and Archangel Orion. This time, I'm going to be channeling a message from Archangel Azrael, though this one's going to operate a little bit differently than my previous messages. So before I had channeled on camera, Archangel Azrael, to me, whenever I would connect with him, has always been very straightforward, blunt, to the point. And angels connect with people in a variety of different ways. So this does not necessarily have to be the case for you when you connect with Archangel Azrael. For those of you who don't know, he is the energy. He is like the angel of energetic transitions. Typically, is referred to as the angel of death. I know under my teachings from Kyle Gray, he doesn't like calling Archangel Azrael the angel of death because it's so much more than death. Death is merely just a transition into the afterlife, and that afterlife mainly is just our original state of being, right? So this human existence is like that small blip and not the main thing. But from a human perspective, from the typical human perspective, this main life, this physical life, is the main thing for us, right? Which is why we call it the afterlife. But anyway, um, anytime that I've connected with this angel, he has always been present to help me with my mediumship when it comes to matters associated with communicating with spirits on the other side from the highest unconditional love. There are many times where I've talked with spirits or spirits, psychic energy, whatever you want to call it, ghosts, what have you. That was the start of my journey, is not quite understanding how to connect to that unconditional love. And now that I've reached that point, he is still very clearly coming through with messages. But when I connected with him yesterday, he had kind of folded up a piece of paper and then gave it to me. So it's not that he's not physically present. He is still being channeled in some way. It's just like I don't like when I connect with Archangel Azrael, I don't feel like a solid energy or a presence. It's more of like you can receive this symbolically, because I think I also tried to connect with him last night and I'm like, why aren't you present for this? And then he was like, that's not my job. And I was like, oh, okay. So at least in my life it wouldn't be his job. Like he has plans for me for my mediumship. And for some of you, you might relate to that. For others, they might actually feel his presence and he might be working with you on a more personal level, and that's fine. But I'm just going to dive into the message of what I had written here. So he wanted to make it clear. What kept coming to mind was someone in a wedding dress. So this could be an actual romantic marriage that is concerning, or a romantic marriage that we are involved in. This is like this is like either a situation or a topic or romance or something, like some idea that we're married to. And it's almost like there's a crack in the foundation. For some of you, this is a quite physical, like having kids, or like when if you're married to an idea and you're like parallel, like the birthing of children, like if it's creating um, some type of legacy or some lasting effect, like if you're running a business or something and you see the ripple effect in the community, or you see like other things that are being created from your idea. But it like when I dip into this energy, it does not feel great. It feels very divided. So I see this marriage and I see um apply this message as you will, but when I see this marriage, I see um the other person, the other thing, or when you're facing this energy, it's like they don't get it. They don't understand. It feels like I got the image of a home that is divided, or that like in the support foundation area in the wood, that the top of it sort of splits between the poles. Or it's like when someone is facing somebody else and then there's an earthquake ripped through, and then there's like a fissure between the two of them. There's like this gap that's created. Um, and something needs to be said. This is a very short, simple message of, something needs to be said. I was given the image of somebody taking a sword, which I would typically associate with the Ace of Swords in the tarot. But you would take a sword, the sword of truth, throwing it up into the air. So this is something that needs to be known. This is almost that moment that, like, kingdom come. I don't know why kingdom come is coming to mind, but it's like that carpe diem, like, now is your chance, or like like change is coming. Will you embrace it? That seems to be the general message of this, but it comes from speaking your truth authentically. This comes from speaking what's on your mind. There is a concern here about something that you have emotionally invested your time into, whether it be, like I said, a person, a situation, an idea, a thing. And Spirit is giving me the image of somebody with a bunch of papers in front of them saying, did you break up? They're asking you if you signed the paperwork. Did you break up? Did you do it? Did you sign it away and say goodbye to this thing? Um, and it's more of like it's something that you need to do. I see that this idea, it might be something that lives on either through somebody else or this person moving on and growing in a different direction. I just see you going in a different direction than what had existed in partnership and in union before. I'm also hearing some issues that if this is actually a relationship, this could be somebody like you feeling very lonely because they're never around. I'm getting like somebody who might have felt left in the dark about something. I'm hearing something about lies and cheating, and there's like all this other stuff. Like, there's all of this like I would call it Seven of Swords energy, where it's like, there's a lot of shady stuff going on. Like it just feels like a lot of clouds and darkness, but these would be things that have already been brought to your awareness, things that you've already been thinking about, things, and this is not to confirm fears, but it's almost like you've been feeling this call for a while. And I'm hearing Spirit say, like, we've been pressuring you. We've been pressuring you because we've been trying to guide you to see that this is the move to make. So again, this is where you have to tune into your intuition and connect, because I know a lot of times when we run around with our fear, sometimes our insecurities breed fear. And then, we are seeing things that aren't there, kind of like shadows in the wind. I don't believe that this would be the case. I think that, especially when it comes to relationships, when it comes to other things in our life, other ideas and businesses and things that we have grown out of, we're needing to part from these things, because again, we are constantly changing as individuals. So I think the way that I view this, the way that I'm viewing this, and Spirit's kind of guiding me to share, because I'm working on another project now that falls in line with a similar message that I'll be posting on my social somewhere. But basically, it's okay to tell the other person that you've grown out of them, or that you guys are growing in different directions, or that the vibes aren't there for whatever reason. It doesn't matter if you've this goes with romantic relationships, friendships. This goes with things that you've invested your time and energy into over the next 10, 15 years, whatever. It doesn't matter how long, how short, the types of things that were said. I was also hearing that promises were broken too, or that a promise has to be broken. This could quite literally be like you swearing an oath, or saying like in a marriage, like till death do us part. But it's almost like you are feeling the need to change in a different direction, um, because maybe this other person or this idea didn't hold up their end of the deal, or maybe the idea, the business, it was not what you thought it was, and then you're like, okay, I need to backtrack, I need to come back. I'm hearing like it's a soul growth moment of recognizing that you tried something, you experienced something, you embraced an adventurous, loving spirit, you tried something new. But making sure that you're doubling back when that something new doesn't work out, or when you're finding, oh man, this is not right for me. It doesn't mean that you made a mistake. You've learned now that this is not right for you. And now Spirit is asking you, what will you choose? Because they are presenting an opportunity for soul growth. They are presenting an opportunity to move forward. But Archangel Azrael is here to pressure you through change. And I don't want to say pressure or push, but that is the energy of change sometimes, is if we don't make that change, Spirit, the universe, our archangels, our spirit team, they will put us in situations and introduce things for us to help us grow and move through that change. And I know change is incredibly uncomfortable, which is why sometimes Archangel Azrael comes through with the message of, I'm going to push you. Anytime he's come to me, he has come to me with like a big hand. I would only see a big hand. Like when I connect with this angel, he is very minimal for me. I connect a lot more closely with Archangel Raphael. I work with him for Reiki. I work with Archangel Michael for protection. Um, but Archangel Azrael is fairly, I wouldn't say one of the, I guess one of the newer angels, but I've been trying to connect with him for like a year now. Like I've been practicing feeling his energy. But a lot of the same symbols and energy seems to come through with him of, in times of change, I will be there and I will be guiding you in the right direction. So try to embrace this change, no matter how rocky or difficult it may be. In the end, it is up to you. It is up to you whether you want to continue with this change or not. There is an avenue of hope through making this change, is what he's saying and what he wants you to know. Just make sure that when you're making that split, that something is being said, that you are saying what you need to say, and that you are honoring what it is that your soul is trying to tell you and what your soul wants to do. Thank you all for being here. I hope that it helped. And I hope that you find the courage within you because you have it. It's there. I see the strength. I hope that you find the courage that you need to make this choice for yourself, and help you make peace with it. Okay? Love you. See you next time. Bye.